Welcome to the I Am That Mom Show. In today's video, I will be interviewing a single mom. She'll be sharing her journey of how she went into single parenthood. She'll also be sharing how she's been able to balance her responsibilities as a mom with other aspects of her life. She'll be sharing her challenges, her victories, and overall valuable lessons that will be very helpful to mothers in general. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, I Am That Mom Show. Because over here, we tell the stories of resilient moms everywhere. Hello, Pastor Eunice. Thank you for accepting to join me on the I Am That Mom Show. I'm so excited to have you here. How have you been?
Fine, I'm doing great, and thank you for putting me on your show.
Well, so today's topic will be a lot of valuable lessons to learn, as growing mothers. You have had the experience, and I don't take it for granted that you are willingly sharing your experience with us. So, first of all, God richly bless you for offering to do this. Now, let me quickly ask you, how did you find yourself in that position of being a single parent?
First of all, God bless you too. It's a privilege, and I don't take it for granted. Say God bless you. To start with, after my secondary school, I wanted to be an air hostess, but unfortunately, my mom didn't have money. I was advised to go for training college. I refused. Whatever they told me, I refused. At a point, I told myself, well, as a woman, at the end of the day, I'll get married one day. So why don't I do it quickly, give birth, and come out? So that's what led me into it. And I realized because I wasn't working, there was no skill, nothing. This man, he was a narcissist. When you say a narcissist, he was the proper one. Emotionally, psychologically, even his own family had to cut me off from them. And I also decided, say, I didn't want to give birth here, give another 1 year. My priority was to give birth 3. So I wanted all of them to have one father. But I realized after 1, 2, it was getting worse. It wasn't getting better. Family looking at my background, didn't have anybody. But one day I decided, say, no, I have to stay in this. These children that I'm protecting, one day I will leave them. So why not live to live? So one day it just came, just packed, and off I went. So that's the beginning of my single parenthood.
Wow. Wow. Now, I feel like you're rushing me. The story sounds very interesting, but I feel like I'm being rushed. So calm down and take your time. Now, let's talk about some of the things you actually went through. The practical things, the torment, whatever that you actually went through. Can you break it down? What were some of the things you actually went through?
Okay, at me not working, see of the time, you have to depend on him. And there are times the necessities, the things that I want, the minor things were not coming. The dress to wear, even food to eat. Anytime you go to him, the shouting, telling people, look at him, look at that, she's not working, and the pressure on me. And at a point, he opened a drinking spot for me. But I did it for 3 months. And it's like when the young guys come, they come to drink. I look at them and I say, wait till to be my child, would I be happy? Some come, they come and drink. Then they even leave their monthly payday. I have to take it maybe the following day, 3 days, I give it to them. So inward, I wasn't happy. Though business was booming, I decided, no, this thing, I can't do it. And that was even the worst part of my situation. So he'll be telling people she's a lazy girl, she don't want to work. Look at her, she don't have dress to wear. And if you see me, maybe one day I'll send you one of my pictures. If you see me at that time, you wouldn't even want to associate with me. And I look at myself and I'll be weeping. You cook for him, And he has time, he say 5 o'clock. And when it's a minute past 5, you send the food to him at his shop, they will be shouting on you, insulting you, people will be around. Name the close family of him who wanted to comfort me when he comes to see you sitting by my side. Oh, the insults, oh, too much. When we go to church, he doesn't want to see me talking to a male. And when people ask him the things he will even say about me, and they say, but getting closer to her, she's not like that. But why are you saying all this about her? So I decided one day, I said no. And even the beatings too, can leave home for months. You will not come. The day you come to Wahala Day. So I look at all this.
Wow.
And initially, like I was telling you, people advised me, even his own family, friends advised me that he's not a good man. But I also was looking at the stature, the love, the beard, because everything I wanted in the man I saw in him. So that, yes. So at a point, nobody was also minding me. One day I just decided, I packed my things. He wasn't even aware because he was telling people, I don't have anybody, I have nowhere to go, and I will continue to stay. So one day I just got up early in the morning. I said, no, today, no, I won't stay. Like a spirit just came upon me. I packed my things. I went to my pastor those days and I told him, and he said, Eunice, I'm wanting to tell you to leave. But at times when we advise you people, you don't take. So if you are willing to leave now, why not? Then he prayed for me. Then I left. So that's how I left.
So how many children did you have at that point?
I had to.
So you left with your children?
Yes, I left with the children.
And he never came back looking
Or even when I would leave, I'd given birth to my mom. My mom was in Ashama. So when Peter was also about 9 months, my mom came for a funeral and I gave, because I was planning to go and I didn't know how. So I gave Peter also to her and she left with him. So later when I left, they came, the sisters came, the brothers came, he also came, and I told him, oh, never again, never again. Can't stay.
Wow. Okay. Now let's move into when you decided to leave him and be by yourself. Now you are officially a single mom.
Yes.
How was that journey for you? Did you, first of all, before you left, did you think being a single mom was going to come with challenges, or how did you envision it? And when you got yourself actually into it, how was it also for you?
Well, by the grace of God, my mom was in Ashama and the children were already with her. So coming, I didn't have too much to think about. All I was thinking about is since my mommy, my sister, they are around, when I also come, all I need is find something to do, take care of the children. So that's how it all happened.
The children were growing. Did you have any challenges, having to straighten them, having to nurture them without a father? Were there some challenges there?
Yes, there were challenges. But number one, my faith was in God, and I decided it's my cross I have to bear. And I didn't have any self-pity. I didn't want anybody to pity me. And I decided I will not also go and beg. So I decided any job that will fetch me money to take off my children, I was ready to do. So that's how I became stronger. It wasn't easy. When I say it's easy, never. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. So I did all kinds of work. At a point, I had to go and carry some cement and things. At a point, I had to go and do house help, all those things, leave my children around. At the end of the month, I come, give my mother what I have to give her and start saving small, small. So I'll gather some capital to start on my own. It wasn't easy though, but I was prepared to face it. And I wasn't prepared to let my children down. I think that's what also helped me. I wasn't prepared to let them down. I didn't want them to go to what I've been through, the hardships, yes. So I had to do everything possible to take them through.
Now, if you have the chance to give your younger self any kind of advice, what would that be?
My younger self, the advice I'll give my younger self, that Eunice, listen to advice. That's number one. Number two, embrace yourself in everything. And number three, learn a skill before you enter into any relationship.
Wow, wow. So the first one is listen to advice. The second one is embrace every situation that comes your way, and the third one is learn a skill before you enter every relationship. I think that is very profound and that is very deep. Now, do you want to share some? You've talked about some challenges. Do you want to share some victories you've had as a single mother?
Well, as a single mother, now when I look back, I'm happy. I'm happy because what I wanted ever to see in my children, that's what I'm seeing now. And number one, they are my best friends. They are my confidants. They are my everything. They are my priority. So, like I was saying, I invested my time, I invested prayer, I invested faith, the discipline, both mother and father. You see me one time cuddling them, pampering them, another time to some beatings to go on. So it's like I was a father and I was a mother, the discipline. And I thank God that they didn't disgrace me. Today, when I look at them, I'm happy and I thank God for bringing me how far He's brought me.
Now, I would love for you to advise a single mother, a young single mother who feels like their life is almost shattered, but at the same time, they feel like they do not want to give up on their children. What advice would you give to them?
All I want to tell them is that they shouldn't give up. Number one, their faith in God should be stronger, stronger, and stronger. Number two, they should make their children their priority in everything they do. Number three, they shouldn't rush into any relationship. They shouldn't rush, they should take their time. Number four, I think self-love too is key. But when you love yourself, it makes your spirit joyful. You yourself, you are, I don't know even how to put it. You yourself, you are at a stage where you don't need anybody's pity. You go on the easy way. So I'll tell them they should trust God because the God who saw them through to this far will take care of them, take care of their children. He will surely do it. He will surely do it. So they should love themselves. They should make their children their priority and not jump into unnecessary relationships and not listen to people. They should not put self-pity. They are waiting upon somebody to come and take care of them. No, they should strive hard, do something for themselves. Anything their hands finds to do, virtuous woman, do it. And at the end of the day, you will never, never, ever regret as a single mother.
Wow, this is the most positive single parenthood talk I have ever heard. Because most of the time when you talk about single parenthood, it's more like the challenges and the sufferings and the traumas, but you have shifted the whole, you have made a difference, So now if there's another mom who has been through or is going through an abusive marriage, and has nobody to talk to, like literally nobody, they're afraid to talk, what would be your advice to them?
Number one, you have to talk to God, say God. And in this world, everybody needs somebody. You cannot say you don't have anybody to talk to. When you are a Christian, you can talk to your pastor's wife, you can talk to her. When you're in the community, definitely there will be some people in the community, elderly people. At times they are not even elderly, but you can see that these people, they have something God has given them. You can go for counseling. And even if you are afraid of the community, the church, I think you can seek a counselor. There is their work. Nobody will know you went to them. But when you keep things in you silently, it kills you, gives you depression. At the end of the day, then you take the depression to your children. When you don't have to beat them, you beat them. And you yourself, when you look at yourself, you realize that from your head to toe, you are depressed to the extent that nothing. And those children, you might one day just die and leave them. Ask yourself, who's going to take care of them? There's nobody like a mother. There's no love like a mother's love. All I want to say, have faith, seek counseling, and by the grace of God, everything will be fine.
Wow, for young mothers, not single mothers, but mothers in general, for young mothers coming up? I know you're talking about how to instill, values in your children, how to invest in them, good qualities and all of that. But what advice can you give to young mothers as us? Things you have seen throughout your years that you want to share, and not necessarily about single parenthood, but mothers in general, motherhood in general.
All I want to tell mothers of today is that life is not a race. God does things in His own time. And as a mother, it's like marriage. Cannot use one marriage to say this is how marriage is. Everybody and what works for him or her. So all I want to tell them, life is not a race. They should take it one day at a time. They should love themselves. That's key. Loving yourself is very, very, very key. But when you love yourself, it extends to your husband, your children, the family, everybody. So I want to tell them they should love themselves. Find time for themselves once a while. You can take your children to a playground. You just have time for yourself. Go to some place, laugh, 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 and have time for yourself. Because life is not a race. That's what I want to tell. You look at somebody with their cars, everything, their mansions. Your time will definitely come, but the fingers are not the same. So they shouldn't follow the social media, this fake lies people are leading, and no, it will not help them. So all I want to tell mothers, young mothers, is that life is not a race.
Oh, that was beautiful. I know this is pretty short. It's very short and brief and is loaded with lots of, information and knowledge and wisdom, especially. So thank you so much, Pastor Eunice, for coming on the show. I don't take this for granted. Again, I do not take this for granted at all. And I hope that next time when I extend another invitation, you will gladly accept and come on the show. Thank you so much for coming once again.
And thank you also for finding in me something valuable and inviting me. Like I said from the beginning, I don't take it for granted. It's a privilege. Thank you so, 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 so much. God bless you. God bless you and stay safe.
Amen, and you're very welcome. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, I Am That Mom Show. Because over here, we tell the stories of resilient moms everywhere.